Malaysia is closing all ports to cruise liners from China. 2 men arrested over incident in Batu Caves. Good evening, I'm Cynthia Arthur. You're watching News on 2. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail says a Chinese national has fully recovered from the coronavirus disease COVID-19 and that there are no new cases detected as of today. During a press conference at the Health Ministry, Datuk Seri Dr. Wan Azizah said the woman was allowed to return home on 15th of February after receiving a clean bill of health from Hospital Permai in Johor Bahru, where she had been treated. She also said that the government stands by its world-class health protocol and will continue to strengthen its preparedness measures and response to face any widespread infection of COVID-19 in the country. Commenting further, Datuk Seri Dr. Wan Azizah said the government had also decided not to allow any cruise ships that left or transited in China to enter the country.
Seterusnya, bagi penumpang kapal persiaran Westerdam yang masih berada di Cambodia adalah tidak dibenarkan memasuki Malaysia, mengambil kira bahawa semua penumpang tersebut adalah kontak rapat dengan kes yang disahkan positif terdahulu.
It was reported that an 83-year-old American passenger who flew from Cambodia to Kuala Lumpur, along with 145 fellow cruise ship passengers on Thursday, was diagnosed with the COVID-19 coronavirus a day after she left the ship. The tourist, who is kept from boarding KLM Flight 810, is still in Malaysia along with a group of Dutch citizens suspected to have had contact with the infected American woman. The Dutch RIVM National Institute for Public Health and the Environment estimated that 11 people weren't allowed on the plane. Meanwhile, Langkawi is in the process of increasing its number of tourists amid the COVID-19 outbreak. Kedah State Exco Muhammad Firdaus Ahmad explains that the state government is working closely with tourism industry players to attract more tourists to its various tourism segments.
Alhamdulillah, setelah disahkan Langkawi bebas daripada virus tersebut, kesannya masih ada disebabkan cancellation pelancong yang hadir ke Langkawi dan dibuat dulu. Jadi akan ada pemulihan lah setelah berita untuk yang pemakluman bahawa Langkawi bebas daripada NCOV dilakukan.
Muhammad Firdaus said, despite the island is now free of COVID-19 infection, the authority will continue to conduct security and health screenings on inbound tourists. He added that the health screenings will be conducted at the Langkawi International Airport, Kuah Jetty, Tanjung Lembung Pier, Harbour Park and Awana Porto Malai. Previously, on the 4th of February, a child who tested positive for COVID-19 virus has recovered and discharged from Sultan Maliha Hospital. Kedah citizens that live near Malaysia-Thailand border are reminded to take care of their health and cleanliness to avoid from being infected by COVID-19. Kedah State Exco Halimatun Shadiah Saad said such precautionary measure is vital for the people of Bukit Kayu Hitam, in particular, as many domestic and international tourists pass through the area daily. Halimatun, who is also the Bukit Kayu Hitam Assemblywoman, said several safety programs have been initiated to raise awareness on the coronavirus.
Berbicara dengan negara Thailand, jadi Katun menyarankanlah kepada semua masyarakat ambil perkara ni, kesihatan amat penting. Jadi untuk kita nak keluar rumah tu kita adalah pelindung, macam kita pakai mask lah. Lepas tu pula kita harap jaga kebersihan diri, basuh tangan dan kita berdoa. Yang penting kita berdoa supaya Allah melindungi kita.
Johor will leave it to the federal government to review the water rates Malaysia has given to its causeway neighbour under the 1962 Malaysia-Singapore Water Agreement, as discussions between both countries is currently underway. Johor Menteri Besar Datuk Dr. Shahrudin Jamal said the topic was discussed during his meeting with Water, Land and Natural Resources Minister Datuk Dr. Xavier Jayakumar.
Ada juga isu-isu air yang perlu kita selesaikan, di mana melibatkan kerajaan Singapura, kerajaan Malaysia dan negeri Johor itu sendirilah. So nanti bila dah finalize, baru nanti kita akan beritahu.
It was reported last year that the review of water rates was one of the highlights of the discussions between Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad and his Singapore counterpart Lee Hsien Loong at their leaders' retreat held in April. Under the 1962 Johor River Water Agreement, Malaysia is to sell water at 3 cents for every 1,000 gallons. In return, Singapore sells treated water back to Johor at 50 cents per 1,000 gallons, an arrangement that Tun Dr. Mahathir sees as no longer feasible. The agreement provides for a review after 25 years, which Malaysia chose not to do in 1987. The Johor River Water Agreement, which allows Singapore to draw up to 250 million gallons a day, expires in 2061. 12 land recipients in the Taman Kekal Pengeluaran Makanan TKPM project have been given until this June to develop their land for agricultural purposes. Johor State Exco Tosrin Jarvanthi said if the recipients fail to adhere to the directive, the state government would not hesitate to revoke their ownership of the land. Tosrin said the drastic action will be taken if they still fail to develop the land that were given to them 3 years ago. The Johor Exco also said that the action is taken to fulfill the objectives of green revolution and development of wasteland with agricultural activities.
Mereka-mereka yang telah pun diberikan tempat tetapi tidak menjalankan apa-apa kegiatan projek di kawasan yang berkenaan, saya memberikan tempoh sehingga sampai bulan Jun ini. Jika mereka terus juga gagal untuk memenuhi tanggungjawab seperti mana yang dibuat perjanjian, apabila telah diberikan hak milik untuk mengerjakan tanah kawasan pertanian ternakan, kami akan rampas balik.
Speaking at the launch of the Sayangi Rakan Penternak program in Johor Bahru, Tosrin also noted that the Veterinary Services Department has 35 farming areas with 3,000 hectares of land involving 200 participants. 12 of them have failed to develop any project since 3 years ago. On the other hand, the Agricultural Department has 437 hectares of land involving 87 participants who worked in various kinds of agricultural products. Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad and his wife, Tun Dr. Siti Hasma Muhammad Ali, arrived at the Kota Kinabalu International Airport in Sabah today for the national level Quran recital and memorization competition to be held at the Sabah International Convention Centre, SICC, tonight. The aircraft carrying the Prime Minister and his wife landed at Terminal 2 of the Kota Kinabalu International Airport at about 1:30 p.m. and the couple was greeted on arrival by the 3 Sabah Deputy Chief Ministers, Datuk Wilfred Madius Tangau, Datuk Jaujan Sambakong and Datuk Christina Liu, as well as members of the State Cabinet and senior government officers in the state. Also present were several Sabah Parti Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia leaders and Parti Warisan Sabah members. Tun Dr. Mahathir is scheduled to open the Quran recital and memorization competition at 8:30 p.m. today and will return to Kuala Lumpur tomorrow morning. Coming up, a man killed after drunk driver crashes into car and 3 bikers. Two men have been arrested for allegedly provoking immigration officers in an attempt to obstruct them from carrying out their duties as they carried out an operation on illegal immigrants near a temple in Batu Cave, Selangor. Gombak Police Chief Assistant Commissioner ACP Arifai Taraweh said the two men were arrested separately in Batu Caves about 5 hours apart. Elaborating further, ACP Arifai said the police arrested a 47-year-old man around 7 p.m. yesterday and another at around 12:30 a.m. this morning. He said both men will be remanded for 3 days to facilitate investigations. On Saturday, the Immigration Department lodged 2 reports after a group of men allegedly attacked the officers while they carried out their duties at the stalls around the Sri Subramania Swami temple. The incident, which went viral, saw a group of men surrounding immigration officers while shouting profanities at them. On the same day, a trader from the area also lodged a report denying that there was an attempt to prevent the officers from working. The case is being investigated under Section 186 and 506 of the Penal Code for obstructing public servants from discharging their duties and criminal intimidation. Meanwhile, the Immigration Department has said that it would not be deterred by those that prevent its officers from obstructing their duties. A 34-year-old man was killed after his car was hit by another vehicle, allegedly driven by a drunk driver at kilometer 17.5 of the Lekas Highway nearby the Pajam Toll heading towards Seremban. Nilai Police Chief Superintendent Muhammad Noor Marzuki Besar said Abdul Salam Saad, who was from Bandar Tun Abdul Razak in Pahang, was killed on the spot due to serious injuries. Commenting further on the incident, Superintendent Muhammad Noor said preliminary investigations showed that the 30-year-old driver of the other car, a Ford Fiesta, had entered the opposite lane and crashed into Abdul Salam's Proton Persona and 3 other motorcyclists. He said that the driver of the Ford car was coming from Kajang, Selangor, and had apparently driven against traffic to exit at the Pajam Toll and crashed into Abdul Salam's car. The 3 motorcyclists also suffered injuries in the crash and have been identified as Muhammad Arif Muhammad Asri, 21, Sharul Nizam Shuhaimi, 16, Harry Herman Hakimi, 17, and Muhammad Mifzdal Muhammad Rosman, also 17. Superintendent Muhammad Noor said the Ford driver also suffered injuries and all of them had been admitted at the Tuanku Jafar Hospital in Seremban. He said the case is currently being investigated under Section 44, Subsection 1 of the Road Transport Act 1987 for driving under the influence of alcohol or other substance. A lorry driver was killed in an accident involving 2 trailers at kilometer 305.9 on the northbound section of the North-South Expressway early this morning. Kampar Police Chief Superintendent Hasron Nazri Hashim said the incident happened at about 2:30 a.m. In the incident, the victim, Muhammad Rashidi Zainuddin, who was driving the trailer from Kuala Lumpur heading towards Ipoh, was believed to have lost control of his vehicle before crashing into the back of another trailer in front of him. Superintendent Hasron Nazri said the victim died at the scene, adding that the body was later sent to Kampar Hospital for post-mortem. The other trailer driver, however, did not suffer any injury. Superintendent Hasron said the case has been classified under Section 41, Subsection 1 of the Road Transport Act 1987. In another incident, an individual was burned to death while 3 others suffered injuries in an accident on Elite Highway this morning. Selangor Fire and Rescue Deputy Director of Operation, Hafisham Muhammad Noor, said the incident happened at kilometer 19.5 of the Elite Highway at about 3:45 a.m. In the incident, Hafisham said the driver of the car was believed to have lost control of his vehicle before crashing into a tree, and upon collision, the vehicle caught fire. The victims, who were all in their 20s, managed to escape the vehicle except for the driver, who was trapped inside the car and died at the scene. The body of the victim was later sent to Putrajaya Hospital for post-mortem, while the other victims were also sent to the same hospital for treatment. The cause of the incident is still under investigation. That concludes this evening's News on 2. In our top story, Malaysia closing all ports to cruise liners from China as it stands by its world-class health protocol. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'm Cynthia Arthur. Stay tuned to TV2 and have a pleasant evening.